a fan of the cucumber.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Campaigners against a waste incinerator in Bedfordshire are launching a legal challenge against the Environment Agency's decision to issue a permit for it. The permit for the Covanta incinerator in Stuartby was granted at the end of January. Campaigners from the group Bedfordshire Against Covanta Incinerator say they will need a total of £50,000 for the judicial review. Colin Ryan Rain is from the group, and we can talk to Colin now. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Andy.
So how much money has been raised so far, my friend?
We've raised about £13,500, which we're very pleased about, but obviously we need to raise more.
And what is the amount you need to raise, and by when?
We need 50,000 altogether if it goes all the way to judicial review. What we have to do at the moment is the whole thing that's been presented to the courts, and then will be served to the Environment Agency and Covanta, and that takes us to about £20,000.
Okay, so the stage that we're at now is where?
The stage we're at now is it's gone to the court, it's all been stamped, it's about to be sent back to our solicitor and our barrister, who are environmentally trained, and they will then issue or serve it to the Environment Agency and Covanta.
So and then obviously more money needed to move on to the next step.
They then have the opportunity to answer back, our complaints. They can then say, okay, hands up, we agree with you, we'll cancel the permit, or we disagree with you completely, go away, take us to court and fight it there.
If it is, Colin, it's a lot of time and of course a lot of money here we're talking about. Is the appeal really worth it? I mean, it feels all a bit like a last-ditch attempt here.
It's not a last-ditch attempt. It's the end of a process, I guess. Because all along the way we've been as fair as we can by, putting in our objections, if you like, saying this is not going to be good for us. And really, we were hoping, beyond hope, that the Environment Agency, and the clue is in the name, that they would actually protect us. So not look at what's going on in burning the rubbish and things like that, but let's have a look at what the incinerator itself actually produces and protect us from the dangers of that.
But all those attempts so far have failed, Colin, haven't they? What makes you think that this last one will be successful?
They've all failed because all they've needed to do is write it on a piece of paper what their answer is. I mean, here they've got to stand up in court against the people and say exactly what it is that they are supporting. So it's a completely different thing. It's easy to say, well, sorry, we've talked about this, but now we're issuing this permit
now
anyway.
Face to face, they've got to do like you said, face to face.
They've got to answer to the barrister, and we've got a very, very strong case as far as we're concerned. I mean, obviously we can't discuss it in too much detail, but we've got a case. Otherwise, we wouldn't be going there. I do appreciate people say you're wasting your time. We know that. We know that if we can't get the money and we don't go forward, they're going to build this thing and it's going to produce all the toxins that we are so worried about.
Colin, as well, I mean, currently the planning inspector is looking at the proposal to build a gas-fired power station right next to the Covanta incinerator. Is there any hope that maybe the building of the incinerator maybe at least be delayed because of this?
Well, it's a very strange thing because obviously NOx gases are the important thing. I'm not a scientist, but I know NOx gases, the things that are produced in diesel, etc., are now checked to see if you can put these things up. The way the Environment Agency have tackled this is they've actually looked at both of those two things separately. So they're not looking at them together. They're not saying what NOx gases will come out of one of the industrial buildings and what will come out of the other. And of course they also ignore the 594 vehicles that are involved in that as well. So each of those three things are producing NOx gases to such an extent that on their own, I'm guessing they're on the borderline, but altogether they're going to produce NOx gases in massive amounts.
And you're hoping that all of this will come to the front when you have this when it goes to the court?